Hey Centennial! Welcome to The Rise, Season 1, Episode 4. I'm Raven.
And I'm Caleb. This month has been a great time to celebrate our nation's veterans and give thanks to the ones we love. So that's what we decided to make the focus of this episode on.
Recently, we had a group of students who had the chance to interview some veterans. Let's take a look at that.
I enlisted in 1942, and it took them 3 years to realize I was in the service before they asked me to leave in 1946. See, when 1941 came, I was 16 years old, and I knew that at 17 there was talk about being drafted, and I served about 2 years out in the South Pacific on an aircraft carrier, the USS Bataan. When the war ended out in the Pacific, so I volunteered, so they shipped us all on over to Naples, Italy. And we finished the war over in Europe, and then I was finally discharged, and then came home in 1946. I think it was April of 1946. The time I spent in the service, I really got to say I enjoyed it, okay? There were some bad times, but mostly it was good times. I just thought that I was needed, even though there were 10 million other guys, but I thought I could win the war by myself, okay? It took me a couple of months to realize I needed help, so I let some other guys join me. See? I never really thought of it being a patriotic situation. I never thought it was something that I was needed to do. I hoped and prayed, of course, that I would not get hurt or killed, you know. I wasn't married, I didn't have a family, I had my parents, but that wasn't a problem. But I didn't want anything to happen to me, but it didn't stop me from doing what needed to be done. I wanted to be discharged on the West Coast, because my idea was that I would be discharged and I was going to hitchhike home to New York City, see. But they said, no, you got to be discharged where you enlisted or where you joined up. So then I went home for a couple of months, and my parents and the rest of my family and what have you, you know. And then I finally got to hitchhike over to the West Coast. See. And it was a great experience. It really was, you know. I've enjoyed my life over the last 60 or 70 years. I can't complain one. And believe me when I say this now, I don't want to sound pious or anything, but I thank the good Lord every single day for my life that I led so far, and I hope my life from here on in is as good as the life that I've had in the last 80, 90 years. So.
So, I've been thinking about the words thankful and grateful a lot. We say thank you to the stranger who opens the door for us. Or thank you to the teacher who passes back a paper. But are we truly grateful? Every day, random acts of kindness are displayed, yet we dismiss them with little to any thought. We relish on the things that we don't have and forget about the things that we do. I guess all I'm trying to say is, there's a difference between being thankful and being grateful. We go on every day saying thank you, but how many times do we stop and appreciate the ones we love? I'm going to change that. From now on, I'm going to give back and show that I care. And maybe you should too.
Yo, what's up, man?
I overheard Coach talking.
What did he say?
He said he got some offers coming your way.
Actually?
You should expect a letter anytime.
All right, man. I'm excited. Let's get back to work. Let's do it.
Let's go, ladies. Get it out, move it. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Come on, let's move it.
Alright, I'll see you. Yo, you need help with that? Yeah, I got you.
You sure, bro?
Yeah, I got you. Alright.
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
Get down!
Hey, Mom, I'm home. Mom? Where are you?
Hey Centennial, it's Raven. I'm going to go by the cafeteria and ask some students who their favorite teachers are and why they're grateful for them this Thanksgiving.
Hey Miss Hostler, I just want to say I appreciate you as a teacher because every time I walked into your class it was always super comfortable and you were super inviting and your humor is amazing and I always love how you were prepared every single time with your unit schedules and it was really helpful and thank you so much.
I'm really thankful for Fran McCarty being super chill every day and helping me learn German even though it's a tough language and just making my day a lot better whenever I see him.
Hey Mr. Reed, I'm thankful for you because you always make me feel accepted and at home and I can talk to you about just about anything. So thank you.
The teacher I'm thankful for is Miss Stone because she was really helpful during my literature class last year. So I just wanted to say thank you to her.
What I love about Miss Jones is she's so understanding and she's such an intellectual. She really understands her students. She's so passionate about literature and she gives us Rhetoric Fridays. So we all get to fight each other about different arguments. Argumentative topics, not arguments. Anyways, yeah, love you, Miss Jones.
Okay, my favorite teacher is Miss Kraft because she's just always there when I need her. I love you, Miss Kraft.
I am thankful to Miss Howard and to Miss Burney. They keep on giving me opportunities and they keep on just being really, really great influences in my life. And I'm very thankful for that. Thank you.
We love Mr. Kroll because he's very fair.
Hey Coach Mazza, you're my favorite coach in the entire world because you are honestly amazing and you're so fun to be around.
Love you, Dr. Medway. Good man. I'm very thankful for your contributions to my learning, and I'm glad to have 2 classes with you.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Beekner because he's nice.
My favorite teacher, thank you, Ms. Grimsley, for being a cool Spanish teacher sometimes. Sometimes you can be strict, but you're a pretty cool Spanish teacher. Thank you.
Okay, my favorite teacher is Mr. Jacoby because he's amazing and his classroom's always fun and we always get stuff done.
Hi, Miss Stone. It's your favorite students.
We really love you a lot because you're a great teacher.
And you're also great support. Every time I email you having a crisis, you always respond with great advice.
My favorite teacher is Miss Burney because she's just amazing and she's funny and she deserves the world. She's awesome.
Thanks for watching, Centennial. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Peter Manfrey is my name. I joined the military because of the Vietnam War was at a very high point, and I lost a few of my classmates at that time. Okay, I was from Sayreville, New Jersey. It's actually Central Jersey, Middlesex County. I was 19 years old when I joined the Marine Corps. Training was exceptionally hard, tough. We had 3 DIs, one of them with us 24 hours a day. We had very little time to ourselves. We didn't get off at night. We didn't get off at weekends. It was mentally and physically a little challenging for a lot of people. I don't think they were surprised because my father and my brother were both in the military, and we just knew that, you know, we have an obligation for our country. We jokingly kid each other. I believe that within each organization I belong to 4 or 5 organizations. All I can say is that it's jokingly done, but it's all the 5 branches of the service together and what makes everything happen, why we are the strong country we are. Overseas, my overseas was in Vietnam. I never got to go on R&R. I never got to see any other countries over there other than being shipped over there. So other than Vietnam, I didn't really have any place that I stopped and visited, to be honest with you. Okay, thank you. And I want to thank the Centennial High School for this opportunity to hear from a veteran.
When I retired, I was a first sergeant, and that's pretty good. When I spoke, you listened. It's Melissa Helms Melvin. I was in the Army for 20 years. I served from, well, actually 21 years, because I served from, 1978 to 1999. Let's see, my first 10 years I was like in 5 different locations. My last 10 I was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Well, I was stationed in Germany twice, in Bamberg and in Berlin. Actually, I went into the Guard, and I was in the North Carolina National Guard, and I kind of liked it, so I decided to go active duty. I don't know that it surprised me, but there wasn't a lot. Women would come in the military, but they only stayed a few years. And when I first came into the military, is what they called the WAC Corps, which is the Women's Army Corps. And I think I'd been in like 10 years before I actually ever saw a female sergeant major. Everything I did made me who I am today.
What's the hardest thing that you faced in the military?
When you actually have to go to somebody's home, and you have to be there, and you have to tell them that their son or their daughter or their mom and dad's not coming home. You see that coffin coming off that plane, and you see it draped with that flag. That is hard. Because people do not realize really what the military is about. Because it's not about a job. It's not a job. It's a way of life. And the people that are out there serving, they do it, and most of them, they wouldn't think twice about it. They don't think about it. They're over there knowing that because they're doing what they do, then the people here can do what they're doing, because they keep them safe.
The reason why I wanted to do this interview was because growing up, having you as my grandma was like so cool, because I knew you were in the military and I knew you were a high-ranking woman, so I feel like that's something I'll always carry with me, just like remembering that you pretty much led a path for other women, and one day when I get older I want to have as much impact as you did.
Aw, you're so sweet.
The Veterans Memorial Walk at Newtown Park was made to remember and respect all of the men and women who have and currently serve in the U.S. Armed Forces. It is 4 acres of cemented trail that features black granite monuments that showcase each conflict, starting with World War I, and special features like the Purple Heart. Barry Stinson is one of the members of the Johns Creek Veteran Society. He works with the memorial and shares many stories with people on the walk.
Henry Johnson was the most famous member of the Harlem Hellfighters, an all-black National Guard unit and they were among the first to arrive in Europe during World War I. May 1918, Henry Johnson and his friend Needham Roberts were assigned to a French army unit. While they were standing guard, they were attacked by 24 German troops. Both men were quickly wounded, Roberts quite severely, and he went down and he couldn't recover his feet. Roberts started throwing grenades at the Germans while Johnson fired his rifle. Then he used it as a club. Then when it shattered, he pulled out a bolo knife, which is a fearsome weapon, and he started slashing and stabbing Germans. When reinforcements finally arrived, they found that Johnson had killed or wounded an estimated 12 of the Germans. Johnson suffered 21 gunshot and bayonet wounds. He was decorated by the French, got the Croix de Guerre avec Palme, and he was honored with a parade back in New York. But, as the old saying goes, glory is fleeting. He received little from the U.S. Army, including no Purple Heart. Because of his wounds, he was unable to resume his job with the railroad. He was a porter. He lost his self-confidence and his self-worth. He started drinking. His wife left, took the kids and left. And he died young, broke, and alcoholic in 1929. Well, his son went on to become one of the famous Tuskegee Airmen and flew in World War II. He campaigned to salvage his father's legacy. And it took many years, but the Purple Heart came in 1996, the Distinguished Service Cross in 2002. That's the number 2 highest rated decoration for battlefield valor. And in 2015, 97 years later, Henry Johnson received the Medal of Honor. Iraq. This is a tough one. In April 2008, United States Marines Jonathan Yale and Jordan Harder were guarding the main gate to a base in Ramadi, Iraq. They spotted a truck speeding towards the gate. They tried waving him off. The guy kept coming. Iraqi police ran for their lives. Truck kept rolling. They did what any self-respecting Marine would do. They opened fire. The truck slowed, but it kept rolling. A few dozen feet from the gate, the truck, loaded with 2,000 pounds of explosives, ignited. The explosion rocked much of Ramadi. A nearby mosque and a home were flattened. The blast ripped a crater 5 feet deep and 20 feet across. Harder was dead. Yale died later. Major General John Kelly, the top Marine in Iraq, wanted to know how the attack happened. Some Iraqis were incredulous that the Marines hadn't run. One said, "No sane man would do what they did. No sane man." When the security camera was restored, the images were undeniable. While the Iraqi police fled, Harder and Yale never flinched. They never stopped firing. They didn't step aside. They didn't step back. They leaned into it as that Marine truck sped directly toward them. Without their courage, the truck would have penetrated into the compound and killed at least 50 newly arrived Marines. The incident happened in just 6 seconds. They never hesitated or tried to escape. Their families received the Navy Cross, and there is a movement on for them to receive the Medal of Honor, and I joined in that online petition.
I am thankful for the opportunity to lead and serve the students in the community here at Centennial High School. I am very thankful for my family, for my friends, and I am thankful for this whole week off that we have next week.
I'm thankful for my family and my friends during the holiday season.
I am thankful for friends who remind me to see the good in every day.
I am thankful for my family and all my friends.
I'm thankful for my family.
My friends and family.
I'm thankful for my family.
My family and my job.
My friends, my family.
Friends and family.
Thankful for my mom, my dad, and my brother.
My mom, my dad.
I'm thankful for Nia and Marty.
Food and the break we get off.
I'm thankful for food, the friends I hang out with, and also I'm excited for the whole week break that I get to hang out and chill out.
I'm thankful for all my friends always sticking with me and helping me get through tough times.
I'm thankful for the life that I'm given.
I'm thankful for my birthday that I'm finally 15, and for my mom and dad for always telling me right from wrong.
Roswell Gymnastics opened its doors in 1973, and I've been here since 1988. I love the gym because I'm extremely personally connected, being the first student here and watching it grow from just a little office to this big, huge program of over 2,000 kids. And I've been a part of it on every level. As a gymnast myself, as a parent, as a coach, as a director, it's just very rewarding.
I like Roswell because I've been here like my whole life, so it kind of feels like family. I love gymnastics because it's always a challenge and it always pushes me to be my best.
I like Roswell Gymnastics because it's one of the best facilities in the whole state, and the people and the coaches here are just really good, and the equipment's the best they can get, really.
I really like Roswell Gymnastics. I think it's different than the other gyms because of our coaching. Two of our main coaches came from Guatemala, and they've been great and really helped the program. And so I think that's what really sets us apart from the other gyms.
I was coaching in Guatemala. I'm from Guatemala, so I started coaching in 2001. In 2004, I moved to the national team, junior national team, and then Miss Cindy Foreman bring me here to work.
Others would like Roswell Gymnastics because we offer a really great quality program with very positive and professional staff, while at the same time very technically correct skills, and we're very recognized all across the nation for our gymnastics.
I'm more inspired by the people who've been here before me because I can get close with them and just be able to look up to them more personally. My favorite event is bars because I like swinging and it's the most challenging event and it's fun to learn new skills.
My favorite event usually is bars. It depends on the day.
My favorite event's high bar because it just gives you that adrenaline rush and really just that fear, which makes you want to do it even more.
We have really great kids and really positive coaching, but also produce high-level gymnasts. And we have some that have got college scholarships to really great schools, including Caroline Williams. She was given 3 offers to go to colleges in the top 10 schools in the United States. So it's very rewarding.
I would say it was a really stressful process touring colleges just because I felt like I had to make a decision so quickly. And I chose Nebraska because it just felt more like home, and I liked the people and the campus, and it just gave me a lot more opportunities.
Caroline Williams is one of our best gymnasts here. She's level 10 actually. She is committed now to Nebraska. About a year and a half, a lot of college coaches started looking at her. They was asking how she doing. They came to watch the practice, but this year she decided to commit with Nebraska. The group I'm having now is a really good group. They are 8th graders, 7th graders, and juniors and seniors. So it's a lot of different girls from different schools. And you know, this sport is really hard. You have to spend a lot of time here at practice. But now they're amazing. They're doing amazing.
I love coaching here. I love my job in general. I love all the people I work with, the kids I get to come and see every day, and mostly my job in general is just amazing and rewarding at the end of the day, and I love it.
Parents, teachers, staff, thank you for being a part of Centennial.
Thank you for watching this month's episode of The Rise.
Have a great Thanksgiving break.
And if you see a veteran, thank them for their service and let them know that we'll never forget.